At the top of the show, more than 1 in 20 internet searches conducted by the National Security Agency involving Americans during the Obama administration violated constitutional privacy protections, and that practice went on for years. Not only that, but the Obama administration was harshly rebuked by the FISA court for doing it. That's the conclusion from shocking new evidence tonight about what one senator calls an enormous abuse of power. Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen has the story.
On the day President Obama visited Los Angeles last October to yuck it up with Jimmy Kimmel, lawyers for the National Security Agency were quietly informing the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court that NSA had systematically violated the rights of countless Americans, a subject covered ironically on Kimmel's program.
People expect the government to monitor this enough to protect them from bad guys. But they worry that if government is in there too much, then who's going to protect them from government?
Declassified documents first obtained by the news outlet Circa show the FISA court sharply rebuked the administration. With greater frequency than previously disclosed to the court, NSA analysts had used U.S. person identifiers to query the results of Internet upstream collection, even though NSA's Section 702 minimization procedures prohibited such queries. Minimization refers to the precautions the government is supposed to take to ensure its infringements on Americans' rights are kept to a minimum. The judges blasted NSA's institutional lack of candor and added this is a very serious Fourth Amendment issue.
And tonight, for the first time, we can say confidently that there's been a finding that some of that espionage, that spying on Americans, actually violated the law.
The documents show it was back in 2011 that the FISA court first determined NSA's procedures to be, quote, statutorily and constitutionally deficient with respect to their protection of U.S. person information. 5 years later, 2 weeks before Election Day, the judges learned that NSA had never adequately enacted the changes it had promised to make. The NSA Inspector General and its Office of Compliance for Operations have been conducting other reviews covering different time periods, the judges noted, with preliminary results suggesting that the problem was widespread during all periods of review.
There's a linear connection between excessive acquisition of data by the intelligence community, distribution of that raw data to people who do not need to know it, availability of unmasking that is producing the real true names of the human beings whose emails, texts, and phone calls were the subject of all this, and then ultimately the selective revelation of those names.
Senator Rand Paul called this an amazing abuse of power. A spokesman for former President Obama did not return our request for comment. These disclosures are timely, though, as Section 702 of the FISA Amendments Act, one of the primary means by which U.S. citizens are caught up in incidental surveillance, is up for reauthorization, Brett, by the Congress at year's end.
James, there's some evidence that the FISA court was essentially getting frustrated with the Obama administration.
And running out of patience, yes. The administration was trying to delineate how bad this practice was, what the scope of the non-compliance was. The court said, we are skeptical that you've actually got your hands around this. The administration kept asking for more time to do that, and eventually the FISA court said, no, you're not going to get as much time as you would like. It all stretched out past Inauguration Day, and now the new Attorney General and the new Director of National Intelligence have certified to this court that they've put in different procedures.
Okay, James, thanks. We'll follow this. What do you think should be done about the alleged abuse of power here in this story? Let me know on Twitter at Bret Baier. Use the hashtag Special Report, or on Facebook at facebook.com/BretBaierSR. We are getting